Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I'm coming back at you with another Wargaming and miniature video. In today's video, we're going to conclude our Battlegroup Boot Camp, the basic rules. The final chapter is Battlefield Engineering. Future videos will be the advanced rules and special rules from across the campaign books. So again, in today's video, we're going to talk about battlefield engineering. As well as getting stuck into the hard work of destroying the enemy, there are many other tasks required on the battlefield by special trained engineer units, also pioneers or sappers. Such of this work takes place behind the lines, but the battlefields of World War II also required minefields to be cleared, obstacles to be demolished in the midst of battle, whilst damaged vehicles need repairing and recovering, and streams, gullies, anti-tank ditches, and rivers needed bridging. These are the engineer's tasks, alongside fighting the enemy. Busy men. Okay, mine clearance. To clear a minefield, an engineer unit with a minesweeper or a vehicle equipped with a minesweeper or dozer blade must move to within 5 inches of the minefield marker. It must be given the engineering order. Do not roll for the mines being detonated. They are trained and taken care. At the end of the engineering order, roll a d6. On a 4 or better, the minefield is cleared. Remove the marker from play. On a 1 to 3, there is still work to be done. You must repeat the process and roll again. So basically no effect on a 1 to 3. But a 4 or better, it's cleared. The way minefields are marked in Battlegroup is there is a marker, a minefield marker, that you would place on the table, and anybody within 5 inches of that has a chance of detonating a mine. And then the engineering team would move up to within 5 inches of it. They can even go into it, it's okay. But they would move to within 5 inches of the marker and then roll on their engineering. Demolitions. Blowing things sky high is one of the engineer's principal tasks. A unit with the engineer special rule that is equipped with a demolition charge can attempt to demolish a building, a bunker, an obstacle like barbed wire, an immobilized vehicle, or up to 5 inches of linear cover, like a wall or hedgerow. To set a demolition charge, an engineer must move to contact with the object it wishes to destroy, including a building or bunker. This must be a single static target. The units must then be given the engineering order. At the end of the engineering order, roll a d6. On a 2 or better, the charge is set off. Okay, note that engineering is not moving. So if you have to move up to the obstacle, then that is one of your orders. And then on a following turn, you get another order to do your engineering task. At the end of the engineering order, roll a d6. On a 2 or better, the charge is set and ready to blow. On a 1, there is still work to be needed. You must repeat the process and roll again next turn. Okay, so there's a much higher chance of you getting the demolitions in place instead of clearing a minefield. On any turn after the charge is set, it can be detonated. Roll a d6. On a 2 or better, the charge explodes. On a 1, there's been a failure and the charge is a dud. A demolition charge automatically destroys a single target. For example, a bunker, a building. It would blow up that building, but in the case of this building, it would probably only blow up a portion of it. So it's based on the size of the building. It might blow up that building. That's up to you and your players to decide. It does say that if it's a very large building, it'll only blow up a portion of it, but they leave that up to the players. Up to 5 inches of an obstacle, it'll blow up an immobilized vehicle, etc. remove it from play. Any enemy unit inside or using an obstacle as cover takes 5 4+. So you roll 5 dice, you're looking for 4 better on the high explosive hit, and are automatically marked as pinned for being caught up in the blast and the resulting collapse. So a demolition charge is pretty good against guys in a building. You're going to automatically pin them. Well, you're not automatically. You still have to roll to place it, and you still have to roll to detonate it. Bridging. Okay, units with the bridging special rule can build a bridge across a stream, a marsh, an anti-tank ditch, or even a river. Light bridging units can build up to 5 inches of bridges, enough to cross a stream, gully, anti-tank ditch. A heavy bridging unit can cross 5 inches of river per heavy truck it contains. So a unit with 3 heavy truck has enough bridging material to cross a 15-inch river. Each full turn spent, given the engineering order, allows a bridging unit to build 2.5 inches of bridge. So the unit above, to build a 15-inch bridge over a river, could take 6 turns using the engineering order. Let's talk about that just for a second before I move on to vehicles. Bridging. I don't know how long each turn is in Battlegroup, but it can't be that much time. 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes at the most, right? And do I envision a squad of engineers building a bridge at 2.5 inches per turn? I don't. That's way too fast, in my opinion. I think that it should take half an hour or an hour or a strategic 8-hour turn or something. I think bridging should be done in a strategic campaign and not in any kind of tactical scenario. I don't think bridging should happen. But I respect that the rules included it and made it worthwhile to bother with, because it gives variety and it gives players another aspect of World War II that did happen, maybe not at the pace that the game is putting it at, but at least it's kind of like artillery. You don't have a whole lot of point-blank artillery fire, but they include it in the game because it's part of World War II. And bridging was part of World War II, but maybe not at this speed, right? So they're making a little bit of concessions to allow it, even though it might not be as, I hate to use this word, realistic. Okay, let's go to vehicle repair. Units with a repair special rule can attempt to fix destroyed or immobilized vehicles. If a unit with a vehicle repair special rule starts in turn in contact with a damaged vehicle, the unit may be given the repair order and attempt to fix it. An immobilized vehicle becomes mobile again on a 4 or better. A destroyed vehicle is fixed and battle-worthy again, and the crew lurking nearby climb back aboard on a roll of a 6. A repair unit may only make 2 attempts to fix a damaged or destroyed vehicle. If both fail, then the vehicle is damaged beyond the aid of battlefield repairs, and so no further attempts are allowed. The way I justify a repaired vehicle. Immobilized? Sure, I get it. They run up, they fix the tracks. There's maybe a bogey wheel that's blown off. They replace that. They can fix that. They got to make a die roll. You get a 4 better. You're good to go. Okay, I get that. That's no problem. Destroyed vehicles. So if you're able to roll a 6, repair a destroyed vehicle, that is, my immersion is telling me that it wasn't destroyed, it was just abandoned, or there was a minor, maybe the turret got jammed, or there was a fuel tank leak or something like that, and it was a quick, easy patch to get the vehicle back into action. But if you fail to roll that 6, that's letting me know, and you got 2 chances, but if you fail to roll 6 both chances, then that's telling me that the tank was actually punctured, it might have been on fire, it was completely destroyed, right? So you don't really know how destroyed it is, until that repair vehicle gets up there and checks it out. Okay. Vehicle recovery. Units with the recovery special rule can tow away a single destroyed or immobilized vehicle. If a recovery vehicle managed to tow a damaged vehicle off the table, then he can replace a randomly drawn battle counter from his stack back to the pot. His opponent should choose the counter blind. No peeking. So basically, it's almost like you healed a little bit of your battle rating. You regained a little morale, saying, okay, we didn't lose that vehicle, we recovered it, we're going to use it again later. Each recovery vehicle may do this once per game, because once it's left the table, it can't come back. And it's heading to the rear, where the workshops are at. Okay, so we talked about clearing minefields very early on. Well, let's talk about what a minefield does. Again, remember, if you have a minefield, you purchase a minefield, you place it on the table, it has a radius of 5 inches. So anybody that getting within 5 inches of it has a chance to set it off. There is a second type of mine, and it's called a mine hit from drawing a battle counter. That is not a minefield. That just means there was a random mine out there somewhere that your vehicle ran into. Might have been friend, might have been foe. But if you purchase a minefield and place it on the table, or if the scenario places minefields on the table, then you roll a d6 for the unit. On a 3 or better, it is set off a mine and takes a 5-5 HE hit. So you could technically, you roll 5 dice looking for 5s or better with no cover saves, regardless of the unit type. So even if infantry is running across, they blow up, boom, you could lose 5 guys. Or you could lose none. Against an armored vehicle, the mine has a penetration value equal to 1d6, and it attacks the vehicle's underside armor, which is the rear armor value. The top, rear, and underside is all the rear. Now, there are some special engineering vehicles, such as the Borgward and the Goliath, which were remote-controlled demolition vehicles. They were armed with a single large demolition charge. The vehicle is given orders as part of its command unit's orders. Rather than order the command unit itself, the commander can instead choose to move a single vehicle by remote control. First, the command vehicle must pass a communications check, 2 or better. If the unit fails, the remote vehicle fails to act and the order is lost. If it passes, the remote vehicle may make a normal move. Once the move is complete, the commander can choose to detonate or not. Any unit, defense, minefield, marker, or building the remote vehicle is in contact with is automatically hit. The explosion has an HE rating of 10/2, which is deadly, and an armor penetration value of 13. Any minefield markers within 5 inches of the exploding vehicle model is removed, as is the vehicle itself. Once detonated, a remote-controlled vehicle cannot be repaired. If you have a model of a crater, place it where the vehicle once was. Yeah, so Goliath, yeah, that's like a little, it looks like a little tank that has a wire attached to it, and they have a joystick, and they drive it, and just like as if it was a little bitty tank. It's filled with explosives. That's pretty cool. They got rules for that. All right, well, thanks for coming out and watching this Battlegroup Bootcamp series. The Battlefield Engineering video, this video, was the last video as part of the basic rules. From the basic rules, we will be going on into a advanced boot camp where we talk about scenario special rules, but we're also going to be talking about street fighting, night fighting, winter fighting. Those are important. Those are in the rule book. But then we have other rules that are in the campaign source books that are, and then further on, even deeper into the coming videos, we'll be talking about army lists, building an army, some advantages of different units, stuff like that. But next, what you can see is the advanced rules. All right, thanks for coming out and checking out this series, and I will see you in the next one.